Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique real estate firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing consultants who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my real estate team member, Mary Baker, and I, along with the director of Boston Connect Real Estate, Melissa Wallace, provide you with our unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We like to mix it up sometimes, so not only will you hear our perspective on real estate topics, but you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of some of our real estate agents at Boston Connect Real Estate and the preferred professionals that we trust. Be part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all our South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Surprise!
Yay! We're here. Good morning to my WATD family. I am Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable with my sidekick here. I have Melissa Wallace. She is Director of Operations here at Boston Connect Real Estate, and we have Tim manning the boards back at WATD Studio as we sit here in our home studio in Pembroke. Hello, Tim.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. We're celebrating with champagne and all kinds of things. We're back on Saturday mornings at 10. Do you remember this?
Are you having mimosas right now?
I just drink it straight. Why bother with
But you need the vitamin C too, right?
Oh, yeah, I'll think about that.
All right.
So, but Tim, you remember, I mean, this was my time spot for slot for a very, very long time. Right. And, I was on after, years ago, probably 15 years ago, Tim. I don't know if you remember. I used to be 8 to 8:30, and McNamara on Monday was 8:30 to 10:30.
Yes, I do. I remember that. Yep.
8 to 8:30. I'm sorry. It's too early for me.
There were times when I'd be like, why did I agree to do this? But then most recently, we were on Saturdays from 10 to 11, and things have been, so wonderful with my WATD family. We're on Tuesday nights as well.
Yeah.
So we have a different listenership there.
Yeah. So, for at least the foreseeable future, we're going to be on Tuesday nights at 6:15 and Saturdays at 10. So one will be live. Maybe both will be live. One might be a replay, but you got to tune in on both times to figure out if we're really here.
Yeah, I know. Well, and if we are doing a replay, I'm sure that we will have some fun intro music that just lets you know that this is a real estate replay. So, but Tim, I'm glad to be back here with you. You are one of my faves over there. So really looking forward to it. And to my WADT family out there, listeners, if you have any questions throughout the show, today we're pretty casual, and we're basically just introducing ourselves or reintroducing ourselves to people who may not know who we are and what we do. So we're doing that. We're going to have some top tips from some of our favorite shows.
Yeah, I figured maybe we look back in the past year. Sharon, you've been doing the show for 20 years? I don't even know.
Yeah, I've been doing my own show 15 years, but then I've been on with McNamara Financial, which everybody knows is my family. I actually just spent a wonderful week last week with Michael McNamara from McNamara Financial down in Fort Myers. Mark and his brother did a little fishing, and I worked from the patio at the pool, which was a lot of fun. And Yeah, it was good. But what brought me there? Oh, yeah. So I used to do the show with him for 5 years.
A plane brought you there. Down to Florida.
It's time for me to land the plane as we're talking here. Again, we love to make our show interactive with you. It's about you, not about us. We know a lot about real estate, and we want to answer the questions that you need to know, or you wish to know, or you want to know. If you have ideas and topics and stuff, that's what today's show will be about. You can just call us, 781-837-4900, and Tim will plug you on through.
Yeah. Okay, so the point of what we were just saying was we're going to go back the past year, not the past 15 years. We could be here all day, but at least the past year of sort of our top topics, really, that we've been talking about. And I was looking through our book. We keep a book of all of our agendas that we do every show. And I was looking through, and I was like, oh, has it really changed in a year? Because I don't think so. I feel like I could still say a lot of the things that we said, especially about the state of the market.
Exactly.
If not, it's getting a little bit more scary.
I know. Well, Melissa, I woke up in a very, very good mood. I got a good night's sleep last night, and I went to my chiropractor yesterday, so that's probably why I slept well. And I did a little video for Kristen Howlett. It was like her favorite song that's on my playlist.
Yeah.
It was a little crazy. But then I wrote on, we have a little board. That's the other thing, too. You can let people know after I finish this one comment how they can watch us on Facebook. So I did the Shat and Mel show, and I wrote, we don't schmell.
We don't smell.
We don't schmell. And then I said, Mel, maybe the topic today should be, this market ain't no joke. And she goes, I don't get it. I go, well, yesterday was April Fool's Day. She goes, oh.
Yeah.
Let's just stick to the plan.
Yeah. I'm all about a plan. But I didn't even really realize that yesterday was April Fool's. I feel like nobody played a joke on me, which is good, because I didn't remember until the final hour of the day.
Final hour. Let everyone know how they can connect with us on
We
social media.
are on live on Facebook, so if you're friends with Sharon Costa McNamara, or if you're a part of any of the local Connect pages, Pembroke Connect, Marshfield Connect, Hanover Connect, all those fun places, you can see us. Hello, I'm waving to you if you're watching us on Facebook. So if you have any comments, questions, you want to say hi, we're having coffee right now. We're not having mimosas, unfortunately, but we're having coffee. So if you want to have coffee with us, just, let us know. We need some friends. We need to know that people are actually listening to us. That'd be great. All right. Do you want to jump right into the topic? You want to talk about listings? What do you want to do?
Yeah, so I guess what we'll talk about is, let's just talk about the state of the market a little bit. I mean, I think that one of the things that I am finding extremely difficult is, and sometimes, just so you know, we keep it real here on Talk Real Estate Roundtable, because I wouldn't want it any other way. So if I ever say something, I just want to let you know, we have a lot of real estate agents, even from other companies, that listen to our show. And we're all in the same sandbox. We're all colleagues. We just wear different color logos. So every agent company does things a little differently. So if I say something that seems a little different than what maybe your agent has informed you of, or what you do, I'm not saying that that's wrong. So anything that we discuss is just the way that we perceive it. We're seeing a lot of different things going on in the industry with, the lack of inventory is making it difficult for buyers to get their offers accepted on the homes that they want. So we are seeing a lot of bidding wars, a lot of, I don't know how to say it, but just a lot of the agents, when it comes to listings, maybe doing things differently than we do things. So if you have a coming soon listing, want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's actually one of the topics that I was going to pull. I started pulling topics, and then I was like, I'm pulling every single topic out of this book. So I wanted to talk about this because one of our agents, Michelle Fay. She's a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect. I believe she's been on the show before. A couple weeks ago, she was on with us promoting one of her new listings in Whitman that does have an accepted offer. So, woohoo!
Yay, congratulations.
Congratulations. But she has another listing coming on, and she asked me about coming soon. So in the real estate world, as a realtor, we can start to market a property without it being on the market, but there are guidelines. There's time guidelines. There's what you can do, say, all that stuff. So what MLS has put out there, which is the multiple listing services, which is what we input all of our listings in, and you can see it in the third-party sites. They say that you can do a quote-unquote coming soon for 21 days. Personally, I think 21 days is way too long.
Yeah.
After 21 days, I don't even care about your property.
Yeah.
If anything, it gives me more anxiety the longer that it's a coming soon. Like if I was the person out there wanting to buy it, it would give me more anxiety because it's the more time that goes by, the more people can look at it, which is great, but like at one point it becomes a little stale. It's like, how many coming soons can you possibly do? Like, oh, coming soon, and then next week I'll tell you what the price is, and then the following week I'll tell you how many square footage it is, and then maybe you can see 3 photos instead of 1. It's like it just gets a little bit too much.
And I think a couple days before it comes on, like, hey, just letting you know what's coming on, and we'll be opening showings, starting, we'll come on the market on Wednesday, and we'll start showings on Thursday, and we'll have an open house on Sunday. The way that we like to do it in our team, and again, all the agents at Boston Connect Real Estate are independent contractors, so they all have different ways of doing their open houses and when they come on the market as well. But for the most part, we all have the same standards. And for the sellers, I'm talking to the sellers right now. It doesn't make any sense to have a coming soon out there for 2 weeks, and what we're seeing and what I'm hearing as the broker of Boston Connect Real Estate, all of our agents come to me with different stories, and we have roundtables here at the office just to discuss, objections and different things that are going on in the market. And some agents perhaps are doing, coming soon. The policy and procedure through multiple listing service, who has the guidelines of this, says during that time, there are no showings. That means there are no showings for the listing agent. And I know that there are, different, commission type incentives for the own agent to be selling it and all that. But I promise you, the more people you have show your home, the more offers that you will have, and potentially more offers over asking. And to get one person, your agent says, oh, this person really wants to see it, I'm just going to show it to them quickly. And they go and show the property, and then they they're offering you $50,000 over asking. The seller says, oh, wow, that sounds great. Well, if you waited, we had some that were $225,000 over asking. Yeah. And I think it's a great way for them to get, what they say, both sides. But you're doing yourself a disservice, in my opinion, by doing that. And here's the thing. If you're going to do an off-market, this is my conversation to real estate agents. If you want to do off-market, just do off-market. No one cares about market share. I'll tell you, I don't gauge success by numbers. I gauge success by how happy our clients are. So don't get people all excited to have a house coming on the market and then you sneakily get it under agreement the day that you make it live in MLS. So that's my little soapbox.
Yeah. How I feel about coming soons that are longer than a few days is it's really just recognition for the agent, and it's not really for the property. So when you have a sign in front of a house for 2 weeks before it hits the market, nobody's really looking at the house. They're looking at the sign. Okay, does it now say just listed, or does it still say coming soon? So I feel like it's more recognition for that agent than it is. It's more distracting.
I think so too. And this isn't, it shouldn't be about feeding the egos. I just,
Well, I'm a part of a couple of Facebook groups that are private to realtors, and they have sort of some sneak peeks out there. But the first question that is always asked every single time somebody puts it on is price. Price, question mark?
Yeah.
Like people don't even do complete sentences. They're like price question mark. And sometimes you don't even you haven't solidified a price just yet, and sometimes you have waited until the day of listing.
Yeah, things change.
Things
can
change
change in a week.
especially if things that are very similar are under agreement and are about to sell or become sold. So everyone always asks for price, and then the second one is, when is it hitting the market? Are you going to be able to show it beforehand? Because I think also there's a part, or there was a trend where it was, let's do a coming soon for X amount of days and then not allow any showings until the open house.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And again, why would you want to do that? I mean, one of the things I say is, I can't buy a pair of shoes sitting on my couch with a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, buying a pair of shoes on Zappos in 15 minutes. And then when you wait until no showings until the open house, well, first of all, there's so many people in the interim. Well, what if you have maybe a firefighter and a nurse, and they both work weekends, and the only time they can get in there is on a Thursday?
Yeah.
Like, you've just potentially lost such a good, strong buyer. It doesn't make any sense to me. Just open it up, allow the showings. And I've heard the thing, I've heard this objection. Well, the seller doesn't really want to leave the house. Then the seller shouldn't be selling it.
Yeah, they probably won't leave the house the day of closing.
Yeah.
How about that? You're setting the tone. This is just me being real.
But I can understand in a hardship situation.
Yeah.
If you have maybe elderly clients or sickly clients, I understand that. But I don't want to leave the house. Then you shouldn't be selling it.
Yeah. Just a little trick about online shopping. You said you couldn't pick shoes in 15 minutes on Zappos. I almost said Zillow because this is where we are. But sometimes I just do online shopping. I put it all in my cart, and then if you wait a few days, you get like a coupon in your email because they want you to buy it.
Oh, yes.
That's why, like, sometimes I like come in here with something nice and new, and I'm like, I paid $5 for this, and it's really $500.
Well, it's funny though, because and just for our listeners, just so you know, we tend to sidetrack a little bit, so you can keep up
a little,
yeah. But if you want to sidetrack with us, or if you have any conversations with us regarding real estate, we'd love to hear from you. Even just a little hello. We're going to be taking a break at 10:30 just to sort of switch up the half hour. We'll take a little break with a commercial, then we'll come back. But Tim is manning the phones, and we would love to have a hello. 781-837-4900. And if you want to weigh in on this topic, hello.
That's just me, sorry.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, we want a hello from the listeners. Call us with a question, please.
Can I have a hello, please? Yes. So, what I was going to, I won't even get into it. Well, I went to a conference years and years and years ago, and they said, before you know it, you're going to walk into a store and you're going to get a coupon on your phone. Like, you're going to pick up a shirt, they're going to know that you did, put it down and walk away from it, and then they're going to send you a coupon. No lie, I got something. I had to return some dresses to Neiman Marcus, and it's weird because it's the same exact. I pulled into the parking lot and I got something from Neiman Marcus.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
So check your email so you can get some coupons.
Check your emails.
We're all about saving you money. So that was about the coming soons and how we feel that, as a seller, it makes more sense. The more people you have come through your house, potentially the more offers that you will receive, potentially over asking. But the value of your house right now, market value means nothing. It's all emotional value. So you find that one person who has the most emotion, that's who's gonna.
Well, that sort of goes into the next short show that we wanted to talk about. So it's the impacts of low inventory. So obviously we've had low inventory for quite some time now, and years, and it's one of the impacts that it's having on buyers is that they are buying with emotion. So it's almost like it doesn't really matter what the price of something is anymore. Like, we're just like sort of winging it at this point. Like, and that's how I feel. It's like, you receive 10 offers and they're all sort of all over the place. I almost feel like it's getting a little bit harder to decide who to go with, because one might be great with price, but another one is not so great with price, but great with contingencies. So they're trying to make up for maybe like, okay, we're not going to be the highest price, but I won't do a home inspection, or I won't do this. So people are becoming very savvy and creative with those things, but it's making it so much harder, I feel like, for sellers to decide.
And it's interesting because, one of the things I love doing is sitting down with, either my team, Mary Baker, by the way, we should say Mary Baker is our team member. She is not here today. She has appointments this morning. But when we sit down, Mel and I have the opportunity to sit down with our agents, and when they have multiple offers, and help them through the process, and we have a nice spreadsheet and everything. I love the spreadsheet. I was actually talking to somebody about this down in Florida, and she said, wow, that's a really great way to do it, because it takes away, any of the personal, people want to, give the love letters and things like that. So when we do these spreadsheets, it's very systematic. It's like, here's what the number is that we're offering. These are our conditions and contingencies. But usually you'll have one that's way overboard, like with price. But then you'll have others. All the others tend to be in the same range. So that's really the market telling you.
And it's usually the one that's way over has to appraise.
Yes.
It's like, you're the one telling us that it's worth $100,000 over what I said it's worth, and you want us to prove your price? You want us to prove your price? You came up with that.
That's you. That's all your emotional value.
Yeah, come up with the cash.
Appraisers don't care about emotional value when you're buying a house. The bank wants to make sure if you can't pay for it that they can sell it. But do you want to talk a little bit about how did we get here? People tend to be blaming the real estate agents, and I've heard two sides of this. So Mary and I had a good conversation about this last week. So last year, we had, several homes that went on the market and sold for over asking. So now we have somebody who's interested in potentially putting their house on the market in another town, and we're doing the comps for them, and I gave them their price, and they said that they thought it was too low. Then they went back and looked at the history of what we sold last year, and they said, it's very clear that you underprice houses, because these houses...
That made me laugh.
Yeah, I know. You're underpricing houses. No, we are not underpricing houses. So I'd like to sort of talk about how we get to that value and how we got to where this emotional stuff started.
Well, I just want to start off by saying I feel like we are where we are because of buyers, and buyers have no one to blame but themselves. I know that there's a lot of them out there, and that's sort of mean of me to say, but it's like, somebody asked me the other day, I've been going to the dentist almost every day. And every single time someone's like, oh, so what do you do? What do you do during the day? What do you do for a living? And immediately it's like, what do you think the market's why are the prices so crazy? And it's like,
are we in a bubble?
Are we in a bubble? Is it ever going to... I'm like, if buyers stop throwing money out the window like this, then it will come back down and people will start to afford homes again.
Yep.
And people will start to put their house on the market too, because part of the problem is someone might be able to put their house on the market and make great money, but they're going to spend that great money that they made on buying another house.
And it doesn't make sense.
So people are staying put.
Yep. That's a very valid point. That maybe if things stabilize and flatten out, more sellers will come on the market because they'll have the opportunity to find a property.
They'll be able to find a property because not everybody is, not everybody's trying to look for their forever home, and B, like especially first-time home buyers. Like a lot of the times, you do 1, 2, 3 sales in your life or whatever, but. Not everybody is looking for the same thing. So somebody might be, right sizing up or right sizing down. But nobody sells, a 2-bedroom ranch and then buys another 2-bedroom ranch. Like it's not a lot of people make a lateral move. Especially right now in this market, because you might be able to sell your 2-bedroom ranch for $500,000, which sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But then you're going to buy one for $550,000.
And, and then you'll want to make it perfect the way that you already had your other one. And I think that may be the mindset of the sellers right now is, why would I bother putting my house on the market when, one, I don't know exactly where I'm going to be going, but two, I'm just sort of comfortable here and I don't want to get in the rat race with everybody overbidding. Now, I was down in Florida last week and I was like, oh, there's a cute condo. Maybe we could buy a condo for Boston Connect and like all the agents can take a week or whatever, And I couldn't believe, first of all, I can't believe what one agent said to me. I was like, I feel like I'm being punked. You want to talk about fair housing laws? I left there shaking, but I couldn't believe what this guy was saying to me. But anyways, that's another story for another day. But,
excuse me, Sharon, you finished that. We have a caller, if you'd like to take it before the break.
Yeah, we'd love to do that before the break. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. We have Sandy in Hingham.
Hi, Sandy in Hingham. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Do you have a question for us?
Oh, so I'm coming into the conversation a little late, I think. But I heard one of the women saying that, it's the buyer's fault that the prices are so high. And I got to tell you something. I was a buyer, and, I needed a place to live. And every house, and I had great contingencies because I didn't have to sell a house. I didn't have to do a home. I had great credit. I had $100,000 to put down on the house. And yet I was constantly being outbid by people who, by the way, realtors that were telling their clients, no, you got to go 50 or 60,000 over. You got to go. So please, it's very upsetting to hear you say that it's the buyer's fault, because there are a lot of middle-class buyers out there just trying to find a place to live that they can own, so they're not paying the outrageous Massachusetts rental prices that are out there, gouging people. So I'm a little upset that you said that, because
and maybe the word wasn't probably fault. It's the reason why it has escalated. It's all emotional value. And I 100% agree with you. You're given a very, very good example of what is happening out there right now. Is the buyers are trying to outbid each other. So that's what we mean when the buyers are the one that are driving this up. It isn't.
But the realtors are the ones telling them to outbid. The realtors are the ones saying you can't get a house without going 40 or 60 or 100,000 over. We follow the lead of the expert. We're not the experts. So the leaders are telling us you can't get this house unless you go over. And you don't. And you don't get the house unless you go over, because there's so many people out there with cash offers.
Yep. And that's exactly how it started, was with the cash offers. And we've been watching this for a couple of years. And just so you know, I'm 100% on your side. By the way, this is Sharon that's talking.
Hi, Sharon. I don't even know what company you're with, because I came in late on the conversation.
So I'm the broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. So we are on the South Shore. And I've been doing the radio show for years and years and years. And we do all the local areas, Hingham included. Yep. And what I said last year, I'm telling you, because the way this market is, I use the word reckless. And what we were seeing agents doing, and again, that's where I have to be very careful, because everybody does things in a different manner. And we tend to be doing things a little bit differently. I'm never going to tell a client to waive a home inspection. If they want to, we have them sign a waiver. This is your idea, and we don't think it's a good one. So, yes, there is some of that that's going on. It was so reckless last year, where I saw one of my listings had 40 offers in 3 days of showings, 40 offers, and $225,000 over asking, and every contingency waived because their agent told them so. And again, I don't think that that's right either. And that's another thing. Buyers should really be careful with the person they're working with, because I don't think that there's any house out there that has that much emotional value.
No, and by the way, I had a great realtor. I'm not complaining about my realtor at all. Stuck with me for a long time trying to find me the right, get me in under the right price. But it was very frustrating, and I felt like it was the realtors that just like I feel like, the market is the marketplace, not just the housing market, but the investment marketplace is led by the people that are running it. And so it's frustrating, because there are regular middle-class people out here just trying to find a place to live so that they're not being gouged by the rental market
Yeah.
3,400. I had an apartment. I'll just tell you, I had a 2-bedroom apartment, luxury apartment, in an upscale community.
Yep.
And when I went in, it was $2,500 a month. And I was only there for a year because I was looking for a house.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I left, they raised the price to $3,500 a month. Now, that's just gouging. It's gouging.
It is. And it is unfair, and that's where I use that word reckless. I mean, to the point where last year in July, after that spring market was over, I ended up with the shingles. It was that horrifying to me to see what was happening. I'm also on the Affordable Housing Committee in our town, and I said last year, and I was actually away with my brother-in-law. I don't know if you listen to McNamara on money. I was with him. He's a financial advisor.
Yeah, I do listen to him. Yeah.
Yes, and he's wonderful. And I said to him and my other brother-in-law, I predicted this last year. Unfortunately, what's happening right now is there is a clear delineation between the have and the have-nots, and it is 100% not fair. Now, you positioned yourself perfectly, by the way, by selling your house first, having some place to rent, and then having that extra money, so you had a lot of money down. And that's how we got to where we are, and that's what I was just going to talk about is, 2.5 years ago when inventory was still low, let's just say that there was, I'll just say, a 4-bedroom colonial on the market, and it was on the market, I'm just going to use round numbers, $500,000. 5 buyers put an offer in. Someone puts in an offer at $500 thinking it's a great offer. Somebody puts in an offer $500, that's cash. Well, for some reason or another, sellers think cash is better. Where the money comes from doesn't really matter. So then the next time, and then the other 3 lost. Okay, we found out we lost to cash. So then another 4-bedroom colonial comes on the market. It's on the market for $500. And the buyer says, I didn't get it for cash. I don't have cash. So I'm going to offer more. So maybe if I offer $525, the seller will look at that better, an extra $25,000 to consider me because I don't have cash.
Right.
Then it just snowballed from there. Then before you knew it, it was $550, $575. And then people were like, all right, you know what? I can't go $50,000 over asking price. I'm going to say, here, Mr. Seller, I'll go in at $525, but I'm also going to waive my home inspection so you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Then that was the new wave that came through. So now it's over asking with without a home inspection. Then what we saw this year, which is, it's just horrifying to me, is waiving mortgage contingencies. And one of my agents, Sandy, this week or 2 weeks ago, had 15 offers. One of the offers was $100,000 over asking, had no home sale contingency, and it had no home inspection. So I said, all right, well, let's verify with the loan officer that they can actually purchase this house without having something else to sell. Because we found their address and looked it up. It was on the market. When we called the loan officer, he said, no, they don't have the money right now. Like, they have to sell a house.
Right.
So now even agents are lying about their offers and putting their buyers in really, really bad positions.
That's a terrible thing to do. Yeah.
It is terrible. So when we use the word fault, I don't think that maybe we didn't mean it in the same capacity as like this is, in such a negative way. It's just how we got there. This is exactly how we got there.
Can I say one thing to your listeners too?
Yeah.
I gave up the inspection only because it was a brand new place, brand new. I thought, I'm okay. Big mistake. Don't give up the home inspections. Should not have done that.
Why.
Not a huge mistake, but a mistake. I should not have given up the inspection.
No, 100%.
And it was on a brand new place.
Especially brand new homes. But one of the reasons why Cindy, that we love our clients to have the home inspection is they're not just to find out what's wrong. It's to help you understand if something does go wrong, how do you handle it? So if your faucet starts springing a leak, where's the water shut off? When do you change your, you have HVAC, so you have forced hot air. Like, how often do you have to change your filters? It's more of an educational process as well, so you feel comfortable in your new home.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it. I got a little,
I'm sorry that I ruffled your feathers.
No, it's all right.
You didn't, Sharon. That was me.
Got a little spicy because I was like, wait a minute. This was a very
I was going to say, I think that you may have grown up in my hometown of Dorchester because the Dorchester and you just sort of came out with me. So, no, Sandy, honestly, I'm very, very, I'm just so happy that you did call because again, we stand to be corrected. It is not a fault. It's just the truth of how we got there. And when real estate agents are saying, unfortunately, the only way for you to do this is to go higher, it's because every buyer is doing that.
Well, I also want to point out, we got to the point, and we've talked about this on the show before, and we've talked about it in office meetings as well. We got to the point where buyers might have been approved for $500,000, but they were looking at homes that were $400,000 because they felt as though they could go over that, and they could afford a little bit more. They could afford up to $500,000, but maybe if they bought a $400,000 house, maybe paid $425,000, $450,000 for it, and did some renovations, made it into a $500,000 house. So that's another factor of how we got to sort of where we are right now.
What's sad about it is so many of these people are going to end up exactly where everybody ended up in 2008. They're buying way over what, I don't know that, I just don't know that it's not going to pop on them.
Yeah, well, that's why I love to talk about that as well. And I don't really feel like we're in a bubble. I feel like we will flatten out at some point. And, getting more inventory will help us do that. And I think that what the problem is though, even like look at yourself. You said, I had $100,000 to put down. When we were in 2004 and people were buying, that's when the mortgage industry was giving people loans that shouldn't have been getting loans. So when the bubble burst, unfortunately, they were underwater. Right now, if prices decline dramatically, it's equity that people are losing. They're not losing the bank's money. They're losing their own money. So we're seeing people who are coming to the table. They sell their 4-bedroom colonial, that they bought in 1992 for $125,000. They're putting $500,000 down on their next house. If this is a bubble and the prices burst, and I don't think it is, but if they drop dramatically, the bank isn't going to be. We're not going to see foreclosures that way. We're just going to see people losing their equity that they gained on their first house because they put so much money down, and that breaks my heart too.
Yeah, right. Because that's what you buy your house for, hopefully. I mean, in some cases, people are buying their homes as part of their retirement plan.
Yeah. Absolutely. And when I was in Florida last week visiting my brother-in-law, Michael, I started to say this earlier is, I can see what the buyers are doing. I was looking at one condo and, I called a couple different agents and I can't believe the different information that I got from every single agent. And
really?
Yeah, it was really, really crazy. And, they don't know that I know the market. I've been doing this for 21 years. But I found it, if you want to get in here, you better get in here today. And blah, 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 like that fast talk. And I was like, I'm not getting into the rat race right now. Like, I'm just not doing it. But you're going to lose out on it. I'll take my chances.
And the prices have gone up dramatically in Florida because I lived in Florida back in the 90s, and they have. You talk about gouging, and the salaries have not gone up down there. So the cost of living has not improved with the increase, the exponential increase in housing down there.
Yeah. And I haven't been in Fort Myers in several years, and I cannot believe the amount of cars and commercial malls and everything else down there. It is really something. So, but Sandy, I'm so happy that you have your new home. So, congratulations on that. And if you want to leave your information with Tim, we'd love to send you a $25 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts so we can buy you coffee for the next month. How's that sound?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And we're sorry that we got you upset, but I'm glad that you had such a great conversation with us.
It's fun. Thank you so much. It was nice talking with you ladies. Thank you.
All right. Have a wonderful day.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
We do have a comment on Facebook.
Okay.
Karen Monroe.
Yes.
She said, if I had waived my home inspection, my family would not have known there was a potential dangerous or deadly hazard. The chimney flue was cracked.
Yeah. So Karen Monroe, just for full disclosure, is my best friend. So, and again, look, I mean, I'm helping my best friend buy a house. I've been in this industry a long time. I knew it would have made it easier for her to get this house if she waived her home inspection. And I said, do not do it. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah. And it's a beautiful home. And I can't tell if a flue has a crack in it. And as she said, it was a hazard. And, it had to be repaired. And then there was another thing in her backyard too, where like we could visually see that, like a retaining wall that was sort of coming over. And I was like, I can just see her son, Daniel, like the whole thing toppling over on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was sort of sick about the whole thing. But if we didn't have that home inspection, and I said to her several times, Karen, if this isn't fixed, I can't allow you to buy this house. Like I will not sleep for the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why it is important to have your home inspection. And I'll tell you, agents on the other side, as a listing agent, when a buyer's agent comes to me and says, you know, this is what we're going to offer, but unfortunately my client isn't willing to waive their home inspection, I said, you did a good job. I don't live in these houses, you know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on with these houses either. But I'm probably going to, you know, we do a lot on the South Shore. I mean, I could bump into anybody down at Derby Street, and I'm not going to, like, slide into, you know, Vineyard Vines because I saw somebody bought one of my listings and they feel as if they got screwed in some capacity. So anyways, that was a good conversation. We're right now at 10:45. We're going to take a quick break so we can get our commercial in and sort of catch our breath. And again, to Sandy, we're sorry that but it was a great topic, and it brought us right to where we wanted to be. So it worked out perfectly. So Tim, why don't we take that break and we will be right back.
Let's face it, we all get to the point in our lives when our current home no longer suits our everyday needs. With ever-changing living dynamics, addressing your future is all about right-sizing. You know, finding the right size home for you right now. Are you finding yourself in an unexpected circumstance? Are you worried about a loved one living alone? Does multi-generational living make the most sense for you? Let us help you find the right size for you right now. I'm Sharon McNamara, the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team, or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000.
Don't miss a minute of Talk Real Estate. Check out the podcast page at talkrealestateradio.com. Talk Real Estate, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate.
And we're back. Hello to my WATD family. This is Sharon McNamara, and you are, of course, listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable with my team member, Melissa Wallace. Mary Baker's not here, but hello, Mel.
Hi.
And I just did a whole lot of talking. And shout out to Sandy in Hingham. If you hung up before you gave Tim your address, but we really would love to send you a gift card and send you, $25 Dunkies gift card so you can have some coffee throughout the week and the month or whatever. So if you could just call back, Sandy, 781-837-4900. We're not going to put you on the air, but just so you can give Tim your mailing address, and that way there we can get that out to you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Are there any other topics from last year that you want to talk about that sort of stand out? We have tons. Home staging, navigating home buying and selling at the same time, setting expectation for sellers.
Yeah, and maybe that's a good one there, is like setting the expectation for sellers is, unfortunately, what we're seeing is, and again, Sandy's call and comment was like spot on, perfect for where we are right now, and it brought us right into what we wanted to discuss, is how we got here and why we are here. It's because everybody is trying to outbid everybody, and it's because we don't have inventory right now. And one of the conversations that we have is, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Do I list first? Do I sell first? I mean, do I list and sell first, or do I find a place first? How do I best negotiate, for if I am buying a house and have my house on the market? And I want to say, that setting the expectations for the sellers is where you brought me, is don't be motivated by greed and what you're hearing in the market, because what we hear as agents is, oh, my brother told me, or my cousin told me, or my daughter's friend's mother's cousin is an agent and she said that you should do this. My advice is listen to your advisor. Even Sandy, she just said she had a wonderful agent who helped her tremendously. You just have to have confidence in the team that you choose.
Yeah.
And setting expectations right from the start is really, really important. I started off by saying somebody accused us of underpricing houses because the offers are so high over.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he's looking at it as a seller.
Well, just like every other industry, everyone has a different experience with everybody. So somebody might have a wonderful experience with their agent. Mm-hmm. selling their house or buying their house, and then the next person will have not so great experience. But that's sort of life, and that's where every industry is. We just happen to be talking about real estate.
I bought a new car last year, right? September, I got a new car, and I was in Boston and I test drove it, and I really liked it. And when I sat down, they gave me a price that was $5,000 over the MSP. What is it? The
MSRP.
MSRP. Yeah. What does that stand for?
Manufacturer suggested retail price.
Thank you.
Nice.
I'm so glad Tim's here. So it was $5,000 over that. And I said, well, why am I paying that? And they're like, well, because of supply and demand. And I was like, really? I said, well, I seem to be the only one demanding right now.
Yeah.
I'm not surrounded by 15 other people. And they're like, well, you know how it is. It's similar to real estate. And I was like, I guess you could say so. I said, but in real estate, the prices are being driven because of multiple offers on the same property at the same time. You're trying to charge me $5,000 more based on the fact that you're anticipating that there'll be a buyer right behind me, which you're probably right, but I'm not going to give you $5,000 more just because you're anticipating that. And I walked out the door, and I bought the same car. Actually, I like even better, was less money, the features that I really wanted and cared about, and it didn't have to pay $5,000. I walked right in there. I said, if you're doing this, I'm not doing it. I don't need a car. I want a car. And wouldn't you know, 2 months later, I got a phone call from the one in Boston.
Oh, car still available?
Oh, is the car still available or something similar to it? How's your demand? Anyways, that's where I am.
Yeah.
I just sort of went down a bunny hole.
Yeah. Okay, setting expectations. Anything else you want to say about that?
No, what do you want to say?
I don't know. I feel like we've said a lot.
Okay.
I would say I agree with everything. What about expectations for buyers?
I think that's really important. I mean, Mary does, on our team, she really does work with a lot of our buyer clients, doing the initial consultation. At that time, I think it's really important to sort of help them understand what is going on out there, especially in price ranges. I was talking to Mary last night, and her fiance, Sam Horton, who was also a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate, they were talking last night because I guess yesterday morning they both woke up and they're at the kitchen counter and they're on MLS looking for what came on the market. And the range that seems to be really, really tough right now is that 700 to 900 price range. That there, not a lot is coming on, and there's a lot of difficulty with, multiple offers in that section. But when you're working with your buyers, I would even say like your first-time home buyers, sometimes the first-time home buyers listen to the advice of their parents, but their parents haven't bought a house since 1992. So, for example, I am in the same house after 30 years. Is that weird for a real estate agent?
No, I feel like a lot of real estate agents stay in their homes for a while.
30 years. And we paid $137 for it. And, if I wasn't in the industry, if I was giving advice to Casey and Mackenzie, my daughters, I would be basing it on my own experience, right? So you just can't really listen. And that's why looking at the comps and looking at the best way to go. I loved your example earlier. If you can afford $500, look at a house for $400. That's really all we can do right now.
Yeah. I agree. We were live this Tuesday with Kristen Howlett, and she's a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect. And we were talking about the importance of trusting your real estate agent, which is sort of, I feel like, a little strange to say now, but based off of the show so far. But it like I said, everybody has a different experience in this, and we trust the opinions of so many strangers online. So when you're online and looking for reviews and everything, I use this as an example. So when I go on Amazon, I typically buy something off of Amazon that has 10,000 reviews compared to the same exact thing that might only have 20 reviews. Yeah. So I'm trusting these 10,000 people who liked this product more than the 20 people that like the product. So, it's constantly sort of wanting to feel reassured that you made the right choice in who you're using. And I think it's important to sort of trust your
Trust
realtor.
your team. I mean, that's one of the things too is, I mean, I wish I had the exact number, but I have talked several people out of selling their home because I'll say, I don't know where you're going to go. Yes, you're going to make a lot of money on this, but you're not going to make a lateral move. So why don't you make this living room that you don't use into a first floor master? And you know what I mean? You have so much equity in this house. Keep it. Keep it for you. You earned it, you know? I know we only have a couple minutes left. Tim, how many minutes do we have left? This is our first show on a Saturday, so I don't know if he's still there. Okay.
I'm sorry, what did you just say, Sharon?
How much more time do we have?
You got about 5.5 minutes.
All right, perfect. Want to let everybody know about some of the open houses that we have going on in the office?
Yeah, so Kristen Howlett, like I said, she's a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate. She has a great new listing in Bridgewater. It's located at 140 Hayward Place. It is on the market for $580. It is having an open house today and tomorrow from 11 to 3, so be sure to stop by. It's a great 4-bedroom colonial, 2-bath, a little over 1,800 square feet. Great. It's a great listing. I was looking at the pictures, and I was promoting it the other day. It's nice. It's nice. So Sharon and I are going to be visiting that open house today. And again, it is 140 Hayward Place in Bridgewater, on the market for $580. Open house is today and tomorrow, 11 to 3. And that's Kristen Howlett. And then also today, Mary Baker, who is part of the Sharon and Mary team, will be at 8 Cliffside Drive in Plymouth. Today, what time is it?
That is from 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
Yep. So later in the afternoon, that is a beautiful, beautiful, if you're familiar with the White Cliffs, right on the golf course. So this house is on the golf course, and it's one of the few out there that has, no obstructed view to the ocean. Right across the street from the pool and all of that, and it's a great area. So if you would like to come visit Mary there, I'm going to try to pop down there myself today between 1 and 3, and that is on the market for $750.
Yeah.
So that's great. There's a sign how to get in, because it is a gated community, and it's beautiful. 2 stories condo, had some renovations done to it. So 8 Cliffside, and that will be from 1 to 3 today. And anything else about any of our other agents?
No,
I know. Okay.
Nothing. Everything has an accepted offer.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully those will have accepted offers after the weekend as well.
Perfect. Couple things going on in our office, by the way. We currently have a job posting in Indeed. So if you go to Indeed and just look up Boston Connect Real Estate, we are currently in the market looking for an administrative coordinator to work full-time at our office. And you'll be able to work hand in hand with Melissa and Mary and myself and, all of the agents here at Boston Connect Real Estate. So go check that out on Indeed. And if you are a real estate agent thinking about making a move to a boutique firm or something different, or you just like more information about Boston Connect Real Estate and how we like to support, we'd like to say empowered by Boston Connect Real Estate, just call Melissa at the office, 781-826-8000, and she'll be happy to set up an interview with me so we can have a confidential conversation, because we are sort of been having quite a few, seasoned agents that are sort of looking at the model of a boutique firm. So
yeah,
I think that great things come in small packages.
Yeah, they do. I think so. Yeah.
That's our 2-minute warning.
And also, I want to put out there that tomorrow is Sharon's birthday.
Oh, yay.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah. So I'm going to be 54.
Oh. Well, you didn't have to tell everybody, but...
Well, that's okay. I don't mind. I mean, I've been doing this for 21 years, and I'm 54 now. So, but it's interesting because I heard someone say, I'm not going to use like what the year is anymore. I'm going to use a scale. So my scale is at 54. So that's where I am. But thank you for that birthday wish.
Oh, you're welcome. Happy birthday from all of us at Boston Connect Real Estate and WATD.
Yes, happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So if you have any suggestions for us for other shows, we'd love to be able to make this show interactive with you. We had a great call today with Sandy, so we're super happy about that. I hope that she called back. If not, Sandy, 781-837-4900. You can give your address to Tim, and he'll get it over to us, and we'll send you a gift card. And, it's been great to be here on a Saturday.
You can listen to any of our past shows at talkrealestateroundtable.com. You can go to bostonconnect.com. Again, the phone number here, 781-826-8000. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.
Have a great weekend, Tim. Bye, WATD family. We'll see you on Tuesday for our live show, 6:15 to 7. So you can join us then as well. So we'll see you later. Have a great weekend. Bye, Tim. Thanks so much.
Bye. You're welcome.
WATD FM Marshfield, WBMS Brockton. The South